Most people spend their lives chasing after what they think they need. They run behind approval, possessions, or even relationships, believing that without these things they are incomplete. But let me tell you something powerful. Need is weakness. The moment you believe you can't live without something, you give it power over you. The real strength, the kind that builds unshakable confidence, comes from not needing, because when you don't need, you are free, and freedom is control. Number one, need creates dependency. When a person begins to believe that they cannot function without something or someone, they unknowingly hand over their strength. The feeling of need slowly builds a cage around the mind. At first, it may look harmless, even natural. You need approval, you need comfort, you need to be validated. But the truth is, the more you convince yourself that you cannot stand without those things, the more dependent you become. Need is not about having a desire. It is about surrendering your stability to something outside of yourself. It creates an invisible thread that pulls you in directions you did not choose, binding your freedom and weakening your spirit. Think about how relationships, careers, or even material possessions can become traps when they are transformed into needs. A person who feels they cannot live without someone begins to compromise their own values just to keep them close. A worker who feels they cannot survive without a certain job accepts mistreatment because they believe there is no other option. A person who needs recognition runs tirelessly after the applause of others, forgetting that the truest strength is born in silence and self-acceptance. This is the way dependency is created, not all at once, but slowly, as the belief in need grows stronger. The danger of dependency is that it steals your choice. Once you are dependent, you are no longer deciding freely. You are reacting out of fear of loss. Your peace belongs to whatever you think you need. Your happiness is no longer in your own hands, but in the hands of someone else, something else, or some circumstance you cannot control. This is the real cost of need. It turns your life into a chain that tightens every time you surrender to it. Number two, control is born from detachment. Control is not about dominating circumstances or forcing life to move in your direction. It is about a calm mastery that arises when you are no longer enslaved by the fear of losing what you hold dear. Detachment is the soil in which this mastery grows. When you detach, you do not reject life, nor do you stop caring about the people or the opportunities around you. Instead, you free yourself from the inner grip of desperation. You begin to see things for what they are, not for what your need makes them appear to be. Detachment clears the mind, softens the heart, and strengthens the spirit. Out of that state comes a control that is unshakable, because nothing outside you has the power to disturb you. Think about how fragile we become when we are too attached to outcomes. The moment you believe your peace depends on winning, you lose balance if you fail. The moment you cling too tightly to someone's presence, you panic at the thought of losing them. The more tightly you hold, the more anxious you become, and that anxiety eats away at your confidence. But when you release your grasp, when you allow things to flow, you no longer panic at loss. You no longer tremble at change. You rise above circumstances, and in rising above, you gain control. Detachment teaches you that true strength is not in possession, but in composure. It is not about holding on, but about being unafraid to let go. When you detach, you discover that your happiness, your calm, your inner stability cannot be stolen by anyone or anything. This realization is the heart of control because nothing external can dictate the state of your inner world. Number three, strength is self-sufficiency. There is a quiet power that rises within a person who knows they can stand on their own. Self-sufficiency is not arrogance, nor is it the denial of help when it is offered. It is the inner assurance that even if everything around you shifts, you will not collapse because your foundation is built within yourself. Strength is born in the moments when you realize you do not need to lean on approval, wealth, or constant company to feel complete. It is the confidence that says, I can walk forward even if I walk alone. I can carry my life with dignity because I am not empty without what others have to give me. Self-sufficiency transforms your character. Instead of waiting for someone else to motivate you, you generate your own drive. Instead of depending on circumstances to align perfectly, you learn to adjust, adapt, and keep moving. This does not mean isolation, but it does mean independence. You become capable of enjoying relationships without being consumed by them, of using resources without being owned by them, and of welcoming opportunities without being destroyed if they pass you by. The strength of a self-sufficient soul lies in its ability to remain steady when others stumble, because its stability is not borrowed, it is built. This kind of strength also changes how the world responds to you. People respect the individual who does not beg for attention but carries themselves with composure. Opportunities open to the person who does not chase desperately but walks with assurance. Life bends in favor of the one who does not crumble when things are withheld. Self-sufficiency creates a magnetic presence because it radiates calm certainty. It is the strength that whispers you already have enough within you to rise, to endure, and to flourish. And number 4, not needing attracts respect. There is something profoundly powerful about a person who does not carry desperation in their presence. When you are not bound by need, you radiate an energy that naturally draws respect from others. People can sense when you are grasping for approval, clinging for attention, or begging for validation, and it often causes them to pull away. But when you carry yourself with the calm assurance that you do not need anyone to complete you, you project confidence, and confidence is magnetic. Respect is not demanded. It is earned through the quiet authority of someone who is whole within themselves. Not needing is not about being cold or indifferent. It is about knowing your value so deeply that you are not shaken by who stays, who leaves, or what opportunities pass by. The less you chase, the more others notice your presence. It is the paradox of strength. The moment you stop needing, people begin to offer what you once chased after. Approval flows naturally to those who are not enslaved by it. Recognition comes to those who do not beg for it. Love deepens for the one who does not make it a requirement for their survival. Respect grows when you stand tall without clutching, because it shows that you are secure. This truth plays out everywhere, in friendships, in careers, in relationships. The employee who does not need constant praise earns the admiration of leaders. The friend who does not cling becomes the one everyone values being around. The partner who does not demand proves their worth through quiet confidence. Respect is the reward of independence, and not needing is the soil in which independence grows. When you live from a place of fullness, people cannot help but honor the strength they see in you. Number 5, peace comes from within, not from possession. So many people chase after possessions, believing that the more they gather, the more peace they will feel. They spend their lives pursuing wealth, status, and material comfort, hoping that each new achievement will silence the restlessness inside. Yet no matter how much they accumulate, there is always another craving, another desire, another gap to fill. Possessions can bring temporary satisfaction, but they cannot anchor the heart. True peace is not something that can be bought, owned, or displayed. It is something that is cultivated within the soul. Without inner calm, even the richest life feels empty. With inner calm, even the simplest life feels complete. Peace begins when you stop looking outward to solve what is unsettled inward. It is found in the ability to sit with yourself without anxiety, to face uncertainty without fear, and to live without being ruled by constant desire. Possessions may decorate your life, but they cannot quiet your spirit. A person who learns to master their inner world carries peace into every situation, regardless of what they have or lack. The secret is understanding that lasting contentment grows from gratitude, discipline, and a strong spirit, not from ownership of things that fade, break, or lose their shine over time. When peace comes from within, life changes. You are no longer at the mercy of comparison. You are no longer crushed when something is taken from you or restless when something is missing. Instead, you hold steady because your center does not shift with circumstances. People spend their lives searching for happiness in the external world, yet the deepest peace has always been waiting in the quiet strength of their own hearts. That peace cannot be stolen because it does not depend on possession. Number 6, power lies in choice, not in craving. There is a vast difference between living by choice and living by craving. Craving weakens you because it puts you in a constant state of hunger. It whispers that you cannot be satisfied until you get what you want, and so you chase endlessly, always restless, always unsettled. The more you crave, the less control you have because your decisions are no longer guided by clarity, but by desperation. Craving blinds the mind, it clouds judgment, and it steals the dignity of patience. A person ruled by craving is not free. They are bound to the very thing they desire. Choice, on the other hand, is where power lives. When you have the ability to want something but not be enslaved by it, you carry true authority over yourself. Choice is calm. Choice is steady. It says, I may want this, but I do not need it to survive. I decide, not my craving. That separation between desire and decision is what gives you strength. It means you can pursue opportunities without begging for them. You can love without clinging. You can dream without fearing loss. You remain in command because you are not driven by an uncontrollable hunger, but by intentional direction. Power is not in always getting what you want, but in knowing that you can walk away from what does not serve you. Craving ties you to outcomes, but choice frees you from them. A person who chooses stands tall because they act from strength, not weakness. Their path is not dictated by desperation, but by deliberate steps of purpose. This is where influence is born, when you can say yes or no with equal peace, because your worth is not bound to what you crave. So remember this, the moment you let go of need, you reclaim your strength. Detachment gives you control, self-sufficiency builds your confidence, and not needing earns you respect. Peace is no longer in possessions, it is in your spirit, and real power is not found in craving, but in the freedom to choose. You already carry everything within you to stand tall, to walk free, and to live unshaken. From this day forward, stop handing your power to what you think you cannot live without. Stand in the truth that you are whole, you are complete, and you are stronger than any need that tries to control you.